in a place called Sharm el-Sheikh in a very exotic resort in Egypt, where I would say that it was to the lowest point of Indian foreign policy, because on two major issues we compromised heavily in the joint statement. First issue was that we always said that talks and terrorism with Pakistan cannot go together. But in that joint statement, India actually compromised that position and said that, and I can quote in July 2009 joint statement, both Prime Ministers recognized that dialogue is the only way forward. Action on terrorism should not be linked to the composite dialogue process, and those should not be bracketed. So this was a major concession we gave to Pakistan. The second major concession we gave to Pakistan, that those days Pakistan used to accuse India to that we are interfering in the Balochistan affairs, and also we are actually instigating Baloch separatists, which we denied. In this statement, we actually indirectly acknowledged it that we are even willing to talk on the issue of Balochistan with Pakistan, indirectly accepting the fact that yes, we are now going to have some vested interest in Balochistan. Since then, continuous either relation of foreign policy issues on several fronts, or there was, in many cases, just nothing happened. The next 4 years only went as a base. That has created a lot of gaps between India and the relations of several countries. And one of the criteria I could measure that how two countries are having bilateral relations is that how frequently there are bilateral meets. For example, currently with Russia, with Japan, and many other countries, India has a bilateral meeting every year. 1 year, our country head goes to that country, and second year, that country comes to India. To give you some examples, there were no bilaterals when Prime Minister Modi came in 2014. I am giving you the data. With Nepal, for 17 years, no Indian Prime Minister visited. With Sri Lanka, 28 years. With Australia, 28 years. With Canada, 42 years. Mr. Manmohan Singh went to Canada for G20, but for bilateral, after Jawaharlal Nehru, no other Prime Minister went for bilateral. Even with UAE, 34 years. In the cases of countries like Mongolia, Israel, no Indian Prime Minister ever visited. So this was the kind of, with this background, when Prime Minister was in charge, there was also expectation that he would do something differently, and he has done. Immediately after, during his swearing-in ceremony, he invited all the SAARC country heads for the swearing-in. Now, a lot of things have happened in the last 3 years. I don't want to give the detailed record of this. The question comes that, has it emerging into any consistent theme or a set of themes? And I would highlight just 5 or 6 of them, which we thought are some things which either were not done in the past, or something that has been done differently or more effectively. The first one is, of course, with this data, and except Israel, now Prime Minister Modi has visited all these countries. That means we have done something, what I call it as a reaching of unleashed. And with the Israel visit, which will happen in the next 2 weeks, we will also complete that circle. The second part is, Modi ji tried to have a strong civilizational connect with wherever he has gone. And I can give you hundreds of such examples, including when he went to China, he went to this terracotta village, and he actually showed that there are some connectivity between that village and his birthplace in Gujarat, in Sri Lanka, in Mauritius, wherever he has gone, in Fiji, in Australia, he has tried to connect this civilizational bond or rekindle the civilizational bonds with wherever he has gone. The third, I don't have to say about anything about it after today's program, is that how he has revitalized the entire diaspora throughout the world. And I am fortunate enough that except Madison Square Garden and Sydney event, I have attended all major events, and it must be 13th or 14th event, and everywhere I have seen the kind of enthusiasm the diaspora has shown and love and affection for the Prime Minister. But apart from the celebration point of view, what it has actually done is to first time Indian community is coming as a community together. Otherwise, how fragmented it is. I give you that example at every other place. But again, it's worthwhile doing here that in Silicon Valley alone, there are around 450 or 500 community organizations. In London City alone, Indian community, there are around 800 Indian community organizations. So some of them might be overlapping, etc. But so much fragmented our diaspora is, and except for Diwali, 15th August, never came in such a zeal and desire. So this is something which has been achieved. The second part which has also happened is that in many countries, now this diaspora is seen as a potent political force, including USA, Canada, in Australia, certain parts of Australia. They can see that if Indian diaspora is now thinking of voting en bloc, and therefore politicians are taking note of it. The third part is the kind of leadership Prime Minister Modi has shown on the world stage, and it can be a solar alliance, it can be a yoga day, and many places he has collaborated, negotiated with the world power, Paris Agreement, even though now US is talking different terms, but during Obama days, he has actually acknowledged the role of India in successful negotiations in Paris Climate Treaty. And last one, which again today Prime Minister has talked, that we have shown that our so-called strategic restraint should not be construed as a weakness, but it is a part of our strategy. And if we want it, we can always overcome that and actually enter the enemy boundaries to destroy the terrorist outfit. And that has also given a strong message to entire world. I don't have to elaborate it today after what Prime Minister has said. So these are some of the 5 or 6 things which I think that Prime Minister Modi has done very consistently. And what has happened as a result is that there is now a very strong link between the foreign policy of India and domestic policies of India. And partly again, Modi ji has mentioned today that when foreign affairs ministers also get and evening cocktail dinners and intellectual seminars, he has gone much beyond it and connected. So even Digital India, Make in India, or even social campaigns like Swachh Bharat, toilet building are now being a part of his foreign policy initiatives. And to tell you one example is that now there is a official platform, India Development Foundation for Overseas India, under Ministry of External Affairs, which actually being the nodal agency for any NRI who wants to do some social activity, maybe in his own village he wants to build some toilet. He has money, but he doesn't have time or he doesn't know how to execute that project. So they can give this money to this idea. It's a government agency. The entire money will be used for this project without any overheads being taken. The management cost will be borne by the IDF, and they will get a completion certificate in a time-bound manner. So these are some of the things which has been done in 3 years. Is not a very long period in the foreign policy. Of course, there are challenges, and challenges, as we know, that China is coming up as one of the major challenges, because wherever India's rise is seen or construed as even slightest competition with China, they want to prevent it. Pakistan and terrorism emerging for Pakistan, we have no solutions for it. So now what's happening is that rather than it is becoming much more bilateral issue-based foreign policy rather than having a very thematic one, which means that, of course, after Cold War, also the thematic part of the foreign policy was diminished to an extent, but now it has become more and more transactional. So, with our old friend Russia, now we don't agree on certain things. So, Russia is doing some business now with Pakistan, but at the same time, we are building a lot of new business initiatives, trade initiatives, joint investments with Russia. With US also, most probably that is what will happen under Trump administration, because as somebody said, it is extremely transactional, and Modi coming from Gujarat, I don't see being transactional is anything anathema to him. So he can also be equally transactional, and we still can have a win-win situation. There will be some issues which will be contentious, and especially when the domestic protectionism is growing in the country like US, it is bound to happen. But if you see it on the other side, I'll say that there are a lot of opportunities for US also to work with India, because with the decline of Europe to an extent, and to a decline of UK because of they are so much fixed with the Brexit issue for next 2-3 years, that US will also need partners to address several issues on international platform. Even though whether they wish it or not, they will have to address these issues. And for that, there cannot be a more trustworthy and better friend than India. So I think that it's an opportunity of India. A lot of people almost have become paranoid after Mr. Trump has won. But just before, a week before the elections, I wrote a column in Indian Express saying that welcome Hillary, welcome Donald. India is ready for either of you. So we'll have to go with that approach. Of course, the approach will be much more transactional, but I think that overall, when even you will see some of its reflection tomorrow when Prime Minister Modi leaves tomorrow evening. Overall sentiments of this visit also are likely to be quite positive and not very cautious as some commentators are saying. I think I will stop here and ask Sadanand to further elaborate, because he is a Washington insider, so maybe he will throw more light on this. Thank you very much.